3,
You gonna zoom
2, 1. Welcome to Pop Sports.
It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall. We'll never sacrifice.
Come on, you guys sing it out.
Okay, alright, welcome to another episode of Pop Sports, mostly because I don't even know what the lyrics are to the song, but we like to have some fun. So, welcome to an episode of Pop Sports, and this is very ironic because this is the complete opposite of the way the Celtics have been going, which we will talk about later in the show, but first, we got to thank the sponsors. So, two of our lovely sponsors today. Of course, we have Bellman Jewelers, located at 1650 Elm Street here in Manch, Vegas. They're fantastic. Check them out. We also have King's Barbershop, also at 1650 Elm Street. They're fantastic. Penthouse Sweet Jerry.
Always nice.
The Penthouse is fantastic. Get your hair cut from Matt. Great dude. Have a complimentary refreshment. And at King's Barbershop, they're a cut above. So, now that we have paid the bills, we're going to take a look at some basketball topics. So right now we are in the midst of the second round of the NBA playoffs. And joining us for this episode is our basketball aficionado, Junior. How are you?
I'm doing great. Ready to talk some basketball.
All right. Well, not with that attitude. All right, Jerry, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty damn good.
All right, Alex Ray, how you doing behind the glass?
We're doing so good.
God, what is with everybody? It's like I'm taking crazy pills. All right. So maybe, whatever.
Maybe.
So, since
Let's
you
not rule it out.
guys are the basketball aficionados.
No,
so why
he's
don't-
the basketball aficionado.
Okay, well, why don't you guys take it away and I'll just chirp in. How's that?
First off, before we get to that,
Chirp,
I
chirp.
need some of those crazy pills.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You brought
Man,
it
never
up.
reveal.
You brought it up.
Off the
Not,
air.
do not reveal the source. Do not reveal the source.
All right, so let's just dive right in with Golden State and Houston.
Yes.
So,
Those are two teams.
those are two teams. And they're in a crazy series that everyone has been waiting for.
I mean, this is what everyone wanted the Western Conference Finals to be, but we got lucky enough that it happened around early.
Yes.
I mean-
It's going to be a great series. I wonder how it's going to play out for the last three games since they're even now.
Especially because I still think if the Warriors win it, they might not get past the Nuggets or Blazers.
Really?
Yeah.
Blazers are tearing it up, especially with Lillard.
They are down
They
3-2
have.
in the series now, but I mean,
But
when
Lillard's been
Lillard
popping off.
when Lillard and McCollum are on, that team is just so damn good.
Oh, yeah.
Now that let's stick to Warriors Rockets.
Before we jump around too much to
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
No, I think Golden State's going to go all the way again.
I mean,
they're going to go to the finals. It's hard to vote against them still.
I agree.
Shocker.
But Steph still needs to step up a little bit. I mean, he's been so inconsistent right now. I mean, missing dunks late in the game that would have made it a one-possession game in
That
Game
was
3.
so great to
I mean,
watch.
It was
So
hilarious.
great to watch.
It was hilarious, but like, you can't do that.
No.
I mean that.
If you expect to win, you need to
But it-
make do of the easy ones that you get.
But it also falls in line with maybe Steph isn't this big game player. He hasn't been an NBA Finals MVP, and he has struggled at times late in the playoffs, especially in crucial situations.
That's
I mean,
fair.
Durant has really carried the load on this team. Even Klay Thompson hasn't really showed up. I mean, he usually does, but you know, Steph's got to do something.
Yeah.
You're an MVP in this league. You're supposed to be a number one who, if Durant leaves, you got to be able to take over games.
Yep.
Do it in bigger spotlight.
Yeah, the thing that I think, though, is injuries have hurt them because he does have that dislocated finger. Or not dislocated, whatever.
I mean-
he has that hurt finger.
Yes.
Which is going to make a difference. Even
James
though it
Harden
is-
can't see.
That's true. James Harden can't see. Clay's got a bummed ankle.
I mean,
Like, it's-
everyone's hurt.
Yeah.
Everyone's hurt. You got to play through it. And this is the difference between a tougher player and, like, kind of a bitchy player.
Yeah.
Play through it. Figure it out.
I do feel like this is one of the first times that injuries seem like they're affecting the Warriors, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because in the past, it's been like, oh, Clay's hurt, but he's still going to play, and then he drops 30, and you're just like, yeah, he's hurt. Great. Cool.
right.
Whatever.
Or, like, Clay's hurt, and then Draymond has the blow-up game.
Yes.
Or randomly you'll get someone who, like a Sean Livingston, comes up clutch with the minutes. And, like, they've been able to kind of fill in. They haven't had that.
Yeah.
They haven't really
this year's
been
felt
able-
different.
Yeah.
It's been a different feel. I still don't think the Rockets can get by them. I'd like to say I want to see something different out of the West, but I don't think this year's the year. I think next year is when that's going to start.
End of the day, I'm still picking the Warriors to finish off the
Yeah.
Rockets.
It's hard not
But
to.
I still think it's going to be 7.
Oh yeah,
Talent wins in that league, and they have the talent. So I mean,
they do. They do. They've got
So,
everything.
I wanted to ask you about this. So I'm watching ESPN, sitting in King's Barbershop. Weird place. Great place. And ESPN is on. And ESPN said that Kyrie should not lead a team. He is not Batman. He is Robin.
Ooh.
He's forever a Robin. He'll never be a Batman, and he needs to give up on his dream.
true.
I actually want to get to that in a little
True.
bit. Like that's an awesome point. I want to get to that when we get to the Celtics, because I feel like it's going to affect their off-season plans, and I want to talk playoffs
There's
right
a
now.
lot
But
of
yes,
factors. There's a lot of factors.
All right.
I'm
All
a
right.
big anti-Kyrie guy, so I am all on
Ooh.
that.
Is that
All
because
right.
he's a flat Earth guy? Is that why
Yes,
you're so
that-
offended?
well,
oh
that's-
my
He-
God,
he
I
went
knew
back
it.
on that.
He
That's
came out-
definitely part of it.
he came out and said that he doesn't actually believe the Earth's flat.
Yeah, he went back on that.
No,
He
I
changed
think
his
he
mind.
was. I think he was stupid enough to believe it.
He
at
made a
first.
commercial. I'm not going down this.
No,
line.
I think he also he's kind of like all about the memes. That was
Yeah.
a huge meme.
it's just kind of like a bit of attention.
All right. Well, we'll go back to that tension whore afterwards.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, let's.
But
We both have Warriors.
both have Warriors. But I think the one player that could make a difference for the Rockets would be Eric Gordon.
Yes.
And I say if Eric Gordon can command some serious attention, even if he has decent games down the stretch, he
don't need
makes-
anything crazy like 15 to 20.
I mean, consistently though.
Yeah.
I mean, because then you have 3 guards. They can kind of play all 3 at the same time. It pulls
Yeah, because Gordon's big enough to play 3.
and it forces Steph to have to play defense, and
Yes.
that could be huge.
Yes, especially with the finger. He's not
Yeah.
going to want to contest anything because
Exactly.
he doesn't want to hit it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's go over to Portland, Denver.
All right, finish out the West.
Yeah.
So currently, as we're talking right now, Denver has a 3-2 lead in the series. They essentially walloped the Blazers the other night. What's your feeling on Jokic and the Nuggets' chances on finishing off the Blazers?
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised it's this far. I keep underrating Portland really hard, but I
Yeah.
just am still always so surprised that they're still here,
Yeah.
which attests to how good Lillard is.
Yeah.
And I just never give him enough credit, apparently. But no, I think Denver should lock it up. I don't know if they'll do it in Portland,
I mean,
but
you think Denver will take it?
I think they should. I think it all comes down to the guard play. If they can slow down Lillard, then they'll be fine.
I mean, you love Jamal Murray. When he's on, he's
right,
absolutely
right.
unreal. So.
The only thing, I think if it goes game 7, it's going to be really, really tough to go against Lillard just because of how clutch he is.
Yeah.
Because he just takes over games. You saw that in all the OKC games.
But you also have to say this: that game that went quadruple overtime, CJ McCollum was the dynamo.
Oh, yeah.
He was the reason. I mean, I know Jokic for the Nuggets went 60+ minutes, but McCollum was unreal. He hit every big shot. He played stellar defense. He was everywhere, and he's the reason it's still 3-2,
Yep.
as opposed to the Nuggets running away with it.
Yeah,
because the
for
Nuggets
sure.
had a few opportunities to win that game, and if they did, it was over.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my difference maker for that is Enes Kanter. If Kanter can slow
true.
down Jokic, just slow him down, which Kanter's calling card has never been defense. He's showed pretty well thus far. I mean, the last couple games not as much, but
yeah.
if he can limit Jokic's playmaking abilities, I think the Blazers could steal this. And I agree with you. I'm also underrating the Blazers, despite loving the Blazers.
Yeah.
It's a really weird catch-22 I'm in.
Yeah,
But if Kanter can slow down Jokic, who's playing like one of the best big men we've seen since Shaq, it's gonna be a really good seven game series.
Yeah, the thing that I don't even know if it's on Cantor to slow down his playmaking ability because it's more so everyone else. They have to stick their guys really well.
Closing out, yeah.
And that I think will make up the difference. That's why I really think closing out on the guards is going to make or break this series.
That's fair.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you let Lillard and McCollum get even like 3 or 4 open shots, they're going to hit them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the Blazers' offense, though, is it's such an ISO-heavy system that when they trail, it's just get the ball to Lillard and McCollum and let them do their thing,
Right.
or hit Kanter in the post and let him do his. They don't really have much creativity. It's very much one-on-one. And I don't think that's really an offense that can stand the test of a true championship run.
Mm-hmm.
I think it can get you to the Western Conference Finals, but I don't think it can really win everything.
Yeah, that's why
Which
the
is-
Rockets always get a knock on my book because
'Cause
that's their offense. And I just feel like without having that team cohesion, it doesn't really work.
Chris Paul added a team element, a
Yes.
team-oriented element to the mix, which I think is what allows them to compete,
Yep.
on top of the fact that he's still one of the best point guards in
Yeah.
the league. But I totally agree.
I do kind of always think of him almost like Steve Nash.
Yeah.
He's like a better overall Steve Nash.
He's better at shooting than Steve Nash.
Right, but he really needs the ball to make things happen. And
Agreed.
he's going to maybe take like 15 shots a game, nothing too crazy, but his ideal is to try and move the ball around and get it going, where James Harden wants that one-on-one, give me the ball, everyone get out of my way,
Draw foul.
and I'm going to take over. Yeah. So I kind of bounced back a little too far. But that whole one-on-one feel doesn't... It's really, really hard to win games like that
Absolutely.
in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But any thoughts on the Western Conference, Drew? Any closing
No,
thoughts?
you guys pretty much summed up everything I had. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah, we want to try and keep you included.
no,
there,
that's fine. No, that wraps up basically all my thoughts.
All right, perfect. Alrighty, so
Sixers,
Philly
Raptors.
yes.
So this has been so interesting on a few levels, in my opinion. First of all, Joel Embiid is playing sick and kind of hurt and just a shell of himself, which is a bummer. Ben Simmons has sucked outside of game 1 or 2. Butler's been okay. And the Sixers seem to just be kind of folding. And Kawhi has just been unreal for the Raptors.
I expected this fold way earlier.
Agree.
Way earlier.
You thought it might even happen in the Nets series.
Because I feel like Philly isn't really that good. Every time they win games, I'm just like, it kind of throws me off. I'm just like, how?
How did you
It's
get
like,
that done?
If Embiid doesn't drop like 35, and then one of the other supporting cast, normally Jimmy Butler drops 30,
Right.
you lose the game.
Yeah.
And I just didn't expect them to do this as many times as they were able to.
When one of your best players is Ben Simmons, who doesn't score, that's when it gets interesting.
Doesn't shoot. He can score.
He can score, you're right. But his trademark isn't scoring in general, let alone shooting. And that's why it gets iffy. I mean, we talked about Chris Paul. I mean, the reason why he's so great at being a point guard is because he can shoot and score, and he
Yes.
has his own game.
Yes, but ideally he wants to dish it, which is
Right.
what Ben Simmons wants to do.
Simmons, yeah.
But he can't shoot, so everyone just ignores him in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's where it bites him.
Yeah.
Especially when Embiid can't take over a game.
Right.
Or Butler, essentially.
Yeah, I know. I've heard some rumors floating that
There's a
they should try
rift.
and get rid of one of the two, either Embiid or Simmons.
I mean,
It's really it's hard to say you should. It's also hard to choose who.
yeah, right. I mean, like, how do you not get rid of Embiid?
That's what I'm thinking, because Ben Simmons, when Embiid isn't there, he drops like 20, 30 points because he has the freedom to go into the lane and do whatever he wants. So if you get, like, who can I even think of? Brooke Lopez,
Brook Lopez would be the perfect center for that team,
and he's a free agent.
and he can shoot the outside now, and he like weirdly developed a 3-point shot.
I feel like it just, out of nowhere,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can
like
do
that.
it now.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know. It felt really awkward.
It's like, where was this like when you were in the Nets for like a half dozen years? I mean, come on.
And then you would take a mid-range and we'd be like, eh. Now it's just like, oh yeah, just shoot threes. That's what we want you to do.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then
bizarre
Toronto. It's crazy that Lowry is the third option.
I know.
I did not expect that coming into the playoffs.
But man, I mean, he's kind of taken to the role well for a guy who was arguably a 1B for so long with DeRozan that I'm shocked. And I think it's one of the reasons that Kawhi Leonard might actually stay in Toronto long term, not even
Yeah.
talking this series or anything.
Yeah. Because, I mean, especially, it's almost like he's okay with taking a diminished role, which is good. So, like, even if they could find one more piece that's going to be above Lowry as far as scoring goes, and then he becomes the fourth option. that'd
Above
be-
or at.
Yeah.
Like if you had a talent equivalent to Kyle Lowry in Toronto, that team's a force.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Marc Gasol's under contract though. I feel like he's
I don't
up
remember
after the
either.
year, so or he
I
has an
think he might
option.
be.
He has a player option.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it comes down to if Kawhi stays, I don't see why Gasol would want to leave.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think so either.
he's a Canadian native. I mean, like,
Yeah.
just kind of everything fits there. But
Yeah.
the Raptors are scary. I mean, a good, healthy, engaged Kawhi Leonard is one of the most terrifying players in the NBA right now.
Oh yeah.
Over anyone. Over Harden, over Giannis, over everyone, I'd take Kawhi.
Over everyone.
Yes.
KD.
Over KD. Reason why is because I like Kawhi's defense over Durant's.
Durant
That's-
has had a
that's-
really, really good defensive year. He's
Kawhi's
improved a lot.
agreed. Kawhi's defense is Durant's offense. And I think
That's
Kawhi's offense is better than Durant's defense.
Yeah,
That's why I'll take Kawhi over Durant.
that's fair. I still think I'd go KD. It's really hard not to. Guy can drop 50 any night.
I mean, yeah, he can. So can Kawhi, though.
Yeah,
just-
it's not the same clip though.
No, you're right. I mean, that's fair. But again, that's why his
But then-
offense isn't Durant's
Right.
offense. Durant's offense is one of the best we've seen in the modern era.
Yeah, for sure. 7-footer that does everything.
Yeah. Kawhi's just someone who can defend that guy.
Yeah. I think Toronto closes it out in the next game.
I do too.
Philly's too burnt out. And they just don't have the supporting cast at all.
Embiid looks sick, unhealthy, hurt, like
all the time.
just constantly.
Yeah.
I think he actually is hurt and sick, but he also is just playing like shit. So I mean, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, yeah.
Your best player can't play effectively.
Overall, he's had a good playoffs, but
The last few games have been very telling. I mean, he had like 8 turnovers the other day. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to win in many games if your best player approaches 10 turnovers.
yeah, unless they're getting 20 assists.
Yeah,
Yeah, but no, Toronto's got that series.
agreed.
Alrighty. Drew, it's your time to shine.
Oh, the Celtics. Oh, the Celtics. So, they went from looking dominant after game 1 in Milwaukee. I mean, in Boston. I mean, it was.
Milwaukee.
It was Milwaukee.
You were
Oh
right.
my
You had
God!
it. You had- don't-
Say
don't
I'm
doubt
lapsing
yourself.
here. I'm lapsing.
Just keep going. Just
They
power
went from
through a
looking
minute.
real good in game 1 and then just shit in the bed every other game since. They have looked like a complete nightmare. I think this series alone is proving that Kyrie is Little Robin. He ain't no Batman. He's a Little Robin.
So to Alex's point,
Yes.
yes. I mean, it's clearly showing that Kawhi may be Kyrie might be a closer, but he can't take you the whole way.
Nope. He's not a starting pitcher. He'll
I-
come in as a closer, but he ain't no starting pitcher. He
See-
ain't going to get you that win.
That's not compared
I-
basketball.
Hey,
to baseball
I'm just
now,
saying.
man.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not- it's-
Like,
just saying.
It's gonna be a weird.
But
now.
You said
no,
closer, so I just want to away with it.
That's
Away with it.
Never mind.
I think Kyrie can be a number one, but I just don't think in Brad's current system he can be a number one.
I mean, I think he can be a number one in the sense that Carmelo Anthony was a number one.
Oh no! I think Kyrie can lead a team to a championship. I think the biggest thing is Brad hasn't been able to integrate everybody as well as he would want to, and at the same time, Kyrie has rubbed a few people the wrong way. So the locker room isn't really feeling this run
Right.
as much as they did last year, just because morale was so high. Everyone was just like, "Yeah,
Right.
we can do this. We got
Number
the
one
talent.
seed,
We can do
they were
everything."
The scrappy team.
Well, one of the
Exactly.
points I was going to ask you guys actually was how much of this goes on Kyrie and Brad trying to coexist. So,
And who do you choose?
Like, what can Stevens or what should have Stevens done more of to try and have more cohesion, or moving forward, what's the plan? Because it sounds like Kyrie is basically out the door. He's getting thrown out by his teammates. He doesn't want to be there. So now that Kyrie potentially is leaving, what does that look like with Stevens' offense and kind of strategies?
I think without having a ball dominant player like Kyrie, it makes it a little easier because Brad wants the ball to move. That's his whole thing is get the ball everywhere. Everyone touches it. Everyone tries to score, get an opportunity, and Kyrie's very much one-on-one.
Yep.
So it makes it really difficult because even like when Gordon Hayward's one-on-one, he's one-on-one to pass.
Right.
You see it almost every time.
How many
He-
times did we see that drive and dish that he kind of
almost
did a
every
really good job at?
single play. He would just drive. He'd see up that guy is leaning a little bit in. Boom,
Fine.
right out.
Well, you see a correlation between that too. You see Kyrie, who's been ball dominant the whole series, basically trying to be James Harden, and you see Gordon Hayward's numbers are non-existent. Like he has scored like
Part of that-
nothing.
Gordon Hayward's in his own head. You can see it. You can see it.
You
'Cause
see the talent. He's getting open. He's making the right decisions. He's doing the right thing.
he's not as aggressive. You can.
He's not
it's
as aggressive.
so obvious.
He's
Like
not going
last
up for the
series-
finish. He's still driving,
Yes.
but he's not going up for a finish.
I think he's
He's
got
used to
that
it.
PTSD from the injury.
He
I
for
think he
sure.
took a hard hit and
He's still a
he
little
got a
rattled.
little rattled. Yeah.
I think he got over the rattled. I think it's in the playoffs now. So now he's in his head. He's like, you know what? I'm mostly still okay. I can still do most of the things that I could before, but I'm not at the 100%. So I think he kind of reverted back to what he was doing halfway through the season, where he would kind of defer the ball to everybody else without thinking, I'm still a max contract guy. I can go out there and I can drop 30 easy.
Yeah, because he made a huge turnaround late in the season.
At
Oh
what-
my God. He started to look like the Gordon Hayward of old.
At what point, though, is Gordon Hayward a total bust? Like, not just for injuries, but
I vote
in
next
terms
year.
of performance. If he doesn't come
Trade
out,
deadline next year.
if he doesn't come out by trade deadline next year,
Mm-hmm.
he's officially a free agent signing bust.
Oh, yeah.
Injury or not,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, he was a shit the bed signing.
Yep.
He's a sunk cost,
Mhm.
and he could cost this bright young core most of their potential time.
Which
Like,
is frustrating because they did the right thing in signing him initially. That
Oh, yeah.
injury just derailed everything.
agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna honestly, if he's not right next year, in 2 years from now, Horford's not in his prime anymore.
Nope.
I mean, he's at the tail end of it now. You knew the back end of that contract was gonna be, the late part of KG's career.
Yep.
You're not. He's not KG. That's not what I'm saying in the slightest.
I know what you mean, though,
But-
contract-wise.
But contract-wise, you're paying for the beginning, not the totality of it.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you missed your window. You missed the golden chance of last year and this year, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's the meat and potatoes. That's
Yep.
when you can attract your free agents by winning a championship. That's when you can keep guys. That's the point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe Kyrie. I mean, the best thing that Kyrie could do is resign, because then it attracts another guy.
Right.
Because it's clear Hayward's not attracting anyone. It's clear Horford didn't attract anyone.
Nope. Which is crazy. It still blows my mind how Horford wasn't able to
Get
pull
anyone.
somebody, because he's like
mean-
the Swiss Army knife of the NBA. He does what do you need him to do?
Right.
He's like, as of right now, he's like a better version of Draymond, because Draymond is
That's
a
totally
shell
fair.
of himself.
Yes.
And-
Draymond's in his own head.
yeah.
Draymond's
yeah.
for sure in his
He
own
has
head.
been playing a lot better. He's stepped it up in the playoffs.
It
which
couldn't
is
have gotten
great.
much worse.
Yeah. It was,
God.
yeah.
He was a minus at one point. He was negative.
Yeah. It's
But
crazy.
I agree. I mean, the one thing I'd say about Horford is maybe he did kind of attract Hayward. Like, maybe it was, it's Brad and Al's there and they got a core. Maybe
That's true.
Al was like a tiebreaker
Like a
between
supporting
staying
piece.
and going,
Mhm.
staying at Utah and leaving. Maybe it was Brad was the number one reason. Maybe the young core. Then, they do have
And then it's like Horford, he's a
Like,
veteran, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's another guy in the locker room to kind of help
So-
all the young guys.
I don't want to say
Stay
that
up.
Al has been useless in the free agent market or in the getting a star market,
It's fair.
but he hasn't been what I wanted. I mean, there was talk
Mm-hmm.
that we were signing Horford because he was in the same draft class and he was of the same age as Durant,
Oh, I
and that
remember
there was
that. That was a
potential that
heartbreaker.
you get Al, and there's a chance you get Durant, and we got
Mhm.
we got the
We did get the meeting.
visit, and we got all
Mhm.
of that, and we didn't get Durant.
Yeah, yeah.
But so we got our foot in the door, but we didn't get anything out of it.
that's very true.
So Al has been the closest thing to a free agent attraction almost.
Yeah.
It's still a loss though.
Yeah.
If you don't get the guy, there's no consolation prize for missing Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
For
know.
sure,
A
yeah.
max contract for Gordon Hayward, I'll take Durant.
It's hard.
You know?
It's hard
I
not
mean,
to. Yeah.
But that's the point. I'll take Durant over Kyrie. I'll take Durant over Kyrie and Hayward. I mean, that's
Durant is a free agent this year, and he did contemplate Boston before.
he did. I just feel
Actually,
like
no, I don't see it.
there's so much smoke to the New York Knicks fire that I don't see Durant not signing there.
To be honest, I don't. I think if anything, he goes to the Nets. Everyone keeps skipping over the Nets and saying Knicks.
That's fair.
Knicks are a garbage organization. They've been garbage forever.
Garbage organization, but they seem to finally have a young player in Kevin Knox who can play well ish.
Yeah, but
I know, but there's been so much talk about the Knicks that it feels like if the Knicks don't even get a visit, it would be the most shocking thing in the free agent.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I would love every minute of that.
I mean, I would too.
It'd be
I don't
so
want.
great.
I
It'd be
mean,
so awesome.
I mean, the Knicks are going after 3 guys: Durant, Irving, and Kemba Walker.
See, I think the
that's
Celtics.
three guys I've
why don't
heard.
the Celtics go after Walker?
I mean, I would love that. I've loved Kemba. Kemba's won me money as a March Madness guy. I mean, I picked UConn solely for Kemba and won money off of him. So yes,
It's
I
hard
would
not
love
to.
Kemba.
I think everyone is rooting for Kemba because
Yeah.
like
he was in the
he
worst.
carried that team every year. Just
Name-
solely
Name 2 players on the team who didn't suck.
Kemba.
Like,
Jeremy Lamb's okay.
Jeremy Lamb was the only other guy, and I think it's just because they played at UConn together.
And then
you want to say Nick Batum? Don't say
Batum
Kid
was a
Gilchrist.
bust.
Don't say Kid Gilchrist.
It's okay.
Don't even.
He's okay.
He is Tony Allen without the defense.
He's okay.
I know that name.
He's all right.
I'm so proud.
Thank you.
We need to have like a thing that goes off every time Drew. Drew's like, oh,
Just like a bright red button he can press. I got it.
Don't worry, that bulb's not going out anytime soon.
But yeah, I mean, I would love if the Celtics were to be able to go after Kemba as a contingency plan for Kyrie.
yeah.
I still want Kyrie to resign.
I do too.
Let me first and foremost say,
Oh, I don't. This guy's a
do.
jamoke. I hate this
And
guy.
I don't care.
I think most of it too
What a
is the
dink.
media just being on him for everything all year.
No,
'Cause
that's
even, like-
that's what comes with being a number one in a heavy.
so this is
It's
his
true.
first year
It's
as
true,
that.
but-
and it's
yeah.
also Boston.
He's
Boston
new to
is one of
this.
the biggest sports markets in the world.
not at all.
Sure, it is.
No.
It should be, but it's not.
Oh, sports
it-
towns. Sports towns.
Sports towns, yes.
That's
sports
what I meant.
media markets, no.
not media market. I
Mm-hmm.
meant sports towns. Like
Like in
Boston
terms of-
fans are hardcore.
I agree with
Yes.
that, but it's not New York. It's not L.A. Hell, it's not Miami. I mean,
yeah, it's
it's
true.
not Chicago.
We have nothing else to do in Boston. That's why we love sports.
I agree from a fan base standpoint. And
Well,
a
that's what I'm saying.
passionate-
That's why the fans are always looking at him and
He
on
said-
him.
I mean, the
he
big-
meant media.
The,
No,
the biggest thing,
well,
like the media.
no, I hear what you're saying. He was saying media.
Yeah, the media, like, after when they kept drilling him, like, oh, you said you were going to sign with Boston. And he's like, I just want to play basketball, guys. Like, what the hell are you talking about the offseason for?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Season
like,
just
I'm
started,
trying
yeah.
to play. I'm trying to play basketball.
And then everyone read into that one bit he said, I don't sign a contract until...
Oh, yeah, and he was like, oh, I don't know anybody anything. Because he's
Yeah.
getting fed up with people asking this stupid
See,
question.
he's an
that doesn't
idiot. All you
matter.
got to come up with one very diplomatic sounding answer, and that's all you got to say. Then just be
Oh,
done
that
with
doesn't-
it.
That doesn't work in the
I mean,
NBA. They
he-
pry.
yeah.
They ask. Like, I've seen so many interviews where one guy will ask a question, the next guy will ask the same question with different words, and it's like,
Like, very
shit, man. Like,
slightly.
there's
Just
no
give the
point.
same answer. Give the same exact answer.
oh no, they
every
normally
time.
just stop. Like, the NBA players don't fuck around. They're just like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna ask me a question, ask me a question. If you're gonna ask the same garbage, I'm not doing it. So like, it makes sense. Like, even if you look at Kevin Durant, there's been times that he's been asked things and he just looks at them, doesn't even answer. Chris Paul does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the big name players, if you ask them a dumb question, you're gonna get a dumb answer.
Well, because they also they are also asked so many questions in the course of a just any interview, any one-on-one, any media press conference or whatever. They are asked so many questions, so you only have so much patience after a hard game, be it a win or a loss, especially
Yeah.
a loss. I mean, if you lose a game that you were so invested in and you're asked 50 questions about your free agent status, and it's like,
It doesn't because even after the last game, I'm pretty sure you got asked about it. And
Yeah.
it's like, there's still a series going on, guys. Like, this doesn't matter. This isn't relevant to what's going on right now.
right.
And then, what was the other thing? People were drilling him because he shot, I think it was 7 for 22 last game, and
Yep,
he was like,
that's
you know
all
what? I should have taken 30 shots. And they were like, well, you're not shooting well. Why would you take 8 more shots? And it's like, it's Kyrie fucking Irving. He's going to hit more than he misses. That's normally how it works. Like, playoff Kyrie goes off. So,
Yep.
like, the odds are in his favor to take more shots.
I do think he needs more talent than what he has.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that
The Sporting Cast flopped this year. Let's
I look
be
at
real.
it and I say Tatum and Brown didn't progress.
Brown has had a good playoffs.
Brown
This
has had
series,
good playoffs.
He's been really good.
I agree with that.
Hacking too much, though.
Yeah, his defense has been very. He's also been talking too much. Like, that was one of the things that he started doing at the
Yep.
beginning of the season. Like, he kind of had like I don't want to say entitled, but he talked as if he had already won a championship,
Yeah.
or at least they were going to win the championship. Like, if Curry did this before the year, you'd be like, oh, yeah, he kind of earned that right.
Oh, yeah.
He has the clout to do that, being a multiple-time champion. Going into the season as the favorite. Jaylen Brown doing that is like, first of all, nice couple years in the league, kid. Second of all, win something first.
Yep.
I mean, I like him. I really like Jaylen Brown. I like him and Tatum. I like what they bring to the table. But you got to do it consistently. You got to do it in big games. You got to do it against tough opponents. Both of them haven't done enough.
Yeah.
Including Jaylen Brown. He's had a nice playoff series, but it hasn't been enough because it hasn't been a complete game like he was drafted to do.
Yeah. I think, I know, which game was it? Game 3, if I remember right. He got 5 fouls, I think, right towards the end of the third. And he had like 20 points. So he was the guy that game. He was going off. And then he got his 5th foul, and Brad just put him on the bench. Was like, I need to wait till halfway through the 4th so you don't get your 6th.
Yeah.
Because we needed that scoring, and that was part of the turning point, I felt, because he was the only guy that was on. He was like 4 for 4 from 3, and they were contested threes.
So game 3, that was Kyrie had a bad game that one, right? Or was that a decent Kyrie? Was Kyrie almost 50%, if I remember correctly?
I don't remember. Oh, this is frozen.
Well, it doesn't
I
matter.
shan't check.
That's okay.
The fact of the matter is, he was the number 1 scoring option that game because the way Brad coaches is game flow.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
when game flow allows you to be the number 1, you take it. His defense wasn't good enough to allow him to take over a game like he was supposed to do.
Hey, even if he just let them score and just don't foul, just stop fouling. It's not easy.
No, I know, but
I think the Celtics can still come back in the series. Not very likely.
so what's your realistic expectation, and what are your chances? Like, give a percentage as the Celtics come back.
Realistic, I'm gonna say that the Celtics win one more game,
Okay.
and then they're done. Stick a fork in them. Hopeful, 2 games and then they're done.
Well,
I think
next
they lose
one's
the
in
series either
Milwaukee,
way.
right?
Yes.
Or tonight's game is in Milwaukee.
Yep.
It's in Milwaukee.
They're axed.
I think they take it and they lose it in Boston.
Nope.
That's what I think.
They're axed.
That's what I
Unfortunately,
think. I think.
I think they get blown out in Boston too.
I think either playoff Kyrie shows up and finally does what he does and can shut the media up for a game.
I hope not, because I love seeing them getting in freaking panties in a bunch. I love it.
We'll see.
I mean, unfortunately. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm still saying Milwaukee wins it in 6, and I think they win big in Game 6.
Yeah, I know. I had Milwaukee in 7 originally.
So, I mean, I thought the Celtics had a chance, but Marcus Smart,
That hurt a lot more than I think we all expected.
yeah. I think watching Smart try to limp through 15 minutes kind of hurt just as much as his not even lasting, but that's for something else. it's not for right now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after the series.
Yes. We'll talk about how much we missed him.
Yes.
Well, on that note, so we have our predictions. Who do we think is going to win in the end?
Oh, we got. Oh wait, we talking
Overall.
finals?
Like, who do you think? Who's your
Ooh.
winner?
Bonus
Ooh.
prediction. What do you got?
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
I got the Bucks in 6 over the Warriors.
All right, Jerry.
Raptors.
Whew.
Raptors in 7.
Oof.
Golden State in 6, because why not cop out at this point? I don't know. So on that note,
Fuck me
we're
for
going to
trying
wrap
be
up
bold,
this
right?
episode. We got to thank our last sponsor here, our premium sponsor for this episode, Blake's Restaurant and Creamery.
Premium sponsor.
Yes, with 2 locations, both in Manchester, home of the Dirty Water, the Boston Blackout, and my favorite, the Graham Central Station. Junior, thank you so much for coming in.
Anytime.
And-
Anytime. It's always fun.
Once it's around the finals, we'll see if we can get you in again. How's that?
Sounds good.
All
I'll be
right,
around.
Jerry. Any closing thoughts?
Go
Celtics, please don't suck as much. Please don't suck as much.
All right. On that note, we are out. Thank you.